We are back again for the Manny Hart Show. Got an amazing guest that gonna be talking about some health and wellness. Gonna be talking about personal branding, personal development. We'll get it in now. What's going on, bro?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great, man. Just enjoying a very nasty drink right here, but it's so healthy.
What you got in there?
I think that was spinach and celery.
Ooh, that definitely cleans you out.
Oh yeah, it definitely works, bro, but it just don't taste as good. Cause I had, in times past, I've been doing like a lot of smoothies with fruits and vegetables, but
Yep.
lately I'm learning of the benefits of literally just having the vegetables by themselves versus having any fruits mixed. So it's just like I'm just biting the bullet each morning, just drinking that smoothie to get my system going.
Nope, I hear that. You ever put honey in there to
No,
replenish
no,
your
no.
glycogen levels?
You know what? I use honey sometimes, but me being a vegan, I try not to use honey.
Okay,
But I do use agave sometimes.
gotcha.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so tell the people who you are and where you from.
All right. So originally, my name is Corey J. Staples. I'm originally from Frankfurt, Germany, but I
Wow.
moved to Washington when I was 3, and I've been there until just last year. Now I'm in Texas.
Okay. Okay. Moving around a lot, bro.
Nah, I was stationary for like 30 years.
Wow.
30
Wow.
something years just in
Have you
Washington
ever
State.
gone back to Germany?
Nah, but I want to.
Okay. Okay. I think that'd be dope, man. I've never been there. I would love to visit myself.
Yeah, I was there for like 3 years. I remember it vaguely, and there are certain like videos that I have, but yeah, I definitely want to go back and travel.
That'd be cool. All right. So tell us like how you got on this journey of taking care of your body and personal development as a whole. Like, what made you get on this journey?
Well, that started when I was in 7th grade. So
Okay.
we had a wellness class, and I thought it was pretty dope. That was the first time I was actually introduced to weight. So I was in sports since I was a little kid, playing baseball, basketball. I never would have gotten into football, but they had, as I said, this wellness class, and they introduced weights, and they taught us how to lift, taught us exactly the benefits of why you want to lift, and I just fell in love with it. And I
Mm.
just remember I was going to 8th grade, and I was going into the 9th grade, and the coach for varsity wanted to see if I was good enough to play varsity. So I went there in the summer, and as I was going there, we had to walk on the field, and the football team was out there. I just remember vaguely that, oh no, I remember this to like a T. There was two people running the 40-yard dash to see who was going to have that spot. They both had the shirts off.
Mm.
They were both shredded. And I came in, I was like, I want to look like that. So I
Mm.
took my whole freshman year all the way to my senior year, and I just took it serious. So every single day, it was trial and error, trying to figure out how to make this thing work.
Yeah.
And from there, it just took off. And then I got the, hey, how did you get your biceps like that? How did you get your abs shredded like that? How did you get that? So I was just like, oh, I must have an act for this because I can, people are asking me how to do it. I'm explaining how to do it and then getting results. So I was like, oh, I might want to take this serious. So that's kind of how it started.
Gotcha, gotcha. That's cool. So, were you getting asked by some of the other kids at school, like, "Hey, why don't you help me out, man?"
Yeah, all the time,
Hmm.
literally all the time. So that's when I was like, man, I actually love doing this. I like teaching people. I like getting the results myself and then showing people how to do it.
Gotcha.
Because as we're inspired, we like to inspire. So that's how I am myself.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you think for individuals that are attempting to remove some belly fat, be healthy overall, like, do you think that it's something that has to be a lifestyle change?
It completely has to be a lifestyle change. The number one thing that you have to get down is the self development. It has to be the mental change. So I've made this a very very simple process. How it worked for me, and the main thing was I call it the Eminem effect. Understanding M is for mind, N is for nutrition, and then the other M is for mind muscle connection. So it's mind mastery, precision timing and nutrition, and mind muscle connection. But the first one is mind mastery. You have to have self development. If not, it's not going to be long term.
Mm,
Nothing's going to be long term. You're going to start, you might see results, but that's going to go out the window within a few weeks. if not a few months, because you
Mm.
don't know how to maintain it because you don't understand who you are. You don't understand how you work and how you operate. But once you understand that, because you understand you understand how to make this, how to understand the actual process and how you work to actually have long-term lasting results. That was the number one key for me was mind mastery.
Let's dig into that part because I think that it's a new concept that what you're talking about is not that popular for people to say like, you know what, get a chance to know you, like the way your
Mhm.
body works, all of that. So dig into that.
Yeah, so the thing is, there's a thing called the mirror effect, right? And everybody wants this quick fix, right? To bring your body into a fat burning state, it takes about 4 to 12 weeks.
Mm.
Everybody's on that kick of like, this better take a couple of days. I better see results in like a couple of days, a couple of days of a week. If not, I'm quitting, right?
Right.
So that's the main concept because we want to see it's that instant gratification. Everybody's on that. I mean, even myself. And so what helped me out was understanding the mirror effect. So what that is if you were to look in the mirror right now, let's just say you're trying to lose fat, you want to lose weight. I want to lose about 20 pounds, right? Get out my body. I have what I kind of want to look like. So if you look in the mirror, you see yourself. It's a blank stare. As soon as you smile, the mirror still has your blank stare. You're like, what's going on? You might raise your hand over your head and you're looking at the mirror, it's doing nothing because it's a delayed effect,
Mm.
right? Everybody wants to change the image in the mirror, but you first have to change you. You have to actually make the moves. A lot of people have desire, but desire is not going to get you results. Intent is going to get you results. It's the
Mm.
intention,
Mm.
right? So desire is, I wish I can have a body like this. I want to have a body like this. Intent is, I'm going to have this body.
Mm.
That's the process. Nobody wants to go through the process.
Mm.
Every day you have to like live in the dark as far as a cave. You go in the dark. That's where you grow.
Mm.
That's where everything of value is. It starts in the dark.
Mm.
So instead of saying, hey, I'm going to go on this diet, telling people I'm going to go on this diet, saying I'm going to work out, don't say nothing. Keep it to yourself. And just say, I'm going to do this however long it takes. I'm going to do this because you're going to see results. It's just going to be that delayed effect in the mirror.
Yeah.
You have to first work on you. You have to first understand you. That's what's going to keep it long term. I
Mm.
had to go on a 9 month journey,
Mm.
9 month journey
Wow.
to figure this out. But
Wow.
once I did, there was no looking back because I've always been the skinny fat guy. So skinny fat is okay when you got clothes on, but when you're naked, it ain't looking too good. So there's no abs, no definition, no nothing. So I was
Uh-huh.
like, man, I can't be doing this. So
Uh,
that's when I really got into like making this work. Like, okay, actually the aesthetics behind it. So this is what I ask a lot of people all the time. Is it about weight or is it about how you look and you feel?
mm.
People are confused about this weight thing, this mysterious, I got to lose 20 pounds. It's never 12. It's never 17. It's always 20, 30 pounds, 40, something like that, right?
They never say 11 and a half.
No, 11 and a half. I'm like, where do these 20s come from? Where does this 30s come from? So at the end of the day, it's not about the actual weight loss. And a lot of people that I work with, my clientele, even myself, I tell them throw away the scale for at least 6 months. Don't even
Mm.
step on the scale at
Wow.
all because it's an illusion. So
Mm.
right now, me and you can start working out. You can get on this plan and say, hey, I really want to work on aesthetics of my body. I want to actually start to work on developing, as I said, not just losing weight, but actually toning my body, chiseling my body, just making it the masterpiece. We can start getting to work today, get you on a plan. Everything's working beautifully. You're starting to notice, hey, my face is starting to chisel out. My neck's starting to thin out. Shoulders are starting to lean out. Everything's starting to look good. You're starting to fit your clothes differently. As soon as you step on the scale, it doesn't match up to what you think it should, you get discouraged.
Mm.
Why is that? You're already noticing you have results. You're noticing that transformation, even though it's progressive, but that scale, that number on the scale discourages you every time. So this is why I say it's like you have to work on your mental. You have to understand, hey, I am seeing results. A lot of people, they focus on the negative. They have that negative self-talk, and they think about all the stuff that's not working, but they never look at the little stuff, the minor stuff that is working to keep them going, to pursue their goal, to pursue the intention of fulfilling what they said they were going to accomplish.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. And I think that it's scary for any of us to look under the hood
Yeah.
because it's like I might find out some stuff about me that I just don't even want to pay attention to. Like because it's been probably about a year and a half since I've had chips.
Okay.
And Corey, when I tell you Chips was like my best friend, like when I was dating back in the day before I got married, bro, I would literally if I had some chips, I didn't
Yeah.
need a date. Like because there's so many like chips and dip. It was
Right.
hell of a good French onion dip. It was like the tortillas with the salsa. Like I felt like I was good. But when I finally decided, you know what, I'm gonna let this thing go. It was literally one of the hardest things I've ever did in my life.
Yep.
But I did it because I know that it wasn't just standing in the way of me looking good, but as you said earlier, feeling good.
Exactly. That's a huge part of it, is the feeling, because it's, you understand a lot about yourself when you isolate yourself.
Hmm.
We use distractions for everything, whether it's emotional, whether it's a heartache, whether whatever, we will find distractions to distract us. Going
Yep.
out to the movies,
Yep.
drinking, partying. Some people cannot be by themselves. They literally can't. I literally talk to somebody. I always have to have somebody in the room.
Wow.
I've learned to be by myself,
Mm.
to go to the quiet place to meditate, because you'll learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
And you'll start peeling back those onions and start to ask those questions. Why do I do this?
Mm.
Why do I think this way?
Yeah.
And then you'll get to that point of where you're understanding that, and you peel the layer back even more.
Yeah.
And that's where it's surprising. Like I did boxing for a few amount of years, and I had a coach. He wasn't a trainer. He was a teacher. There's a difference,
Okay.
right? He spoke life into me. But that was the hardest thing. These are 2-hour sessions, 2-hour sessions of just pure hell. Tell you the truth.
Wow.
Nothing about it was fun. I'm not even gonna lie. Nothing about it was fun. The results were fun,
Yeah.
but the training wasn't fun. But what he did was he broke my body down, but at the same time built up my spirit.
Mm.
It was the greatest experience because I was battling myself every day that I wanted to quit. There was 90% of the time I wanted to call in. I want to be like, hey, coach, I ain't going to make it today, But it's just like you're battling yourself.
Mm.
Why don't I want to go? I remember this one time we were on the treadmill. This was at the end of the session. I'm talking about we did conditioning, we did mitt work, we did back work. And then
You was already tired.
I was already tired. Then we did sparring after that. Then at the end of the session, he put me on the treadmill and he put on an incline. And I can't remember the speed, but it was a run.
Mm.
And he said, if you grab a hold of the ends of the bar to put your hands to rest, if you slow down, we start back over. And then we had to go like 3 miles on this. We start back over. And so as soon as he said that, I'm running. As soon as he said that, I started to feel a cramp in my leg. As soon as he said it, I was like, oh, I was like, all right, cool. So I kept going, and then finally my back started to spasm out. My legs were starting to cramp up. I was like, hey, coach, I'm about to pass. I'm about to start seizing up. Like my arms, everything's about to start seizing up. Can I just slow this down? He's like, yeah, go ahead. I was like, okay. About to put my hand on it. He says, but you're going an extra 3 miles. I was like, ah. He was like, your body's going to give you any kind of excuse to quit. Your body's going to give you any type of excuse to just stop and turn back around. As soon as he said that, I felt the fresh air, fresh wind just come in, because it's true. Anytime you start something, you're going to try to talk yourself out of it every single time, even though you know it works. People do programs all the time. They know that it works, but they'll talk themselves out of it. That whole excuse, oh, it's not working as fast enough. Oh, well, I tried this for this. People do detoxes all the time. You know it works because you're cleansing the system, you're cleansing your organs, you're rejuvenating your system. But that second day kicks in, that third day kicks in, you start to get hungry again. You start to put back in all the crap that you just flushed out of your system. Man, this don't work. Yes, it does. You just can't stick with it. You're going to find any reason to eat that French fry, to get that burger, to do whatever. You're going to talk yourself out of your success. So after he told me that, it was a mental change. It was a mental shift. And I really started to dig within because I found out I was able to do it. I was actually able to finish that. How? Right? So it's that mental battle. That's all it is. Once you
I don't know how you finish.
you're the scariest person that you know. There's nobody out there that you're afraid of except yourself.
Mm,
Nobody.
mm.
You don't fear anybody but yourself. So this is what's holding you back. As soon as you get out of your own way, success is yours.
Say that, bro. Say that. And I hope you guys are listening. This is about your health as well as your personal development within your business, and probably why you continue to start and stop, start and stop. And you know, Corey, there's a lot of people that consider themselves serial entrepreneurs, right?
Right.
And when I first got into this entrepreneur space, I was just like, that sounds really cool. Like, wow, they're a superhero. They got all these great, amazing gifts. This is awesome, right?
Yep.
Then I start saying it's like, no, these are the start and stop people. That's what they do. They literally mastered starting businesses, but they never finish anything.
Yep.
That's why they call themselves a serial. It's like a serial killer. I keep killing people. I keep starting all of these businesses, but I don't do anything with it because as soon as it gets a little bit tough, as soon as I gotta dig deep like you did on that treadmill, bro,
Mm-hmm.
we like, no, look, my leg hurts. No,
Yep.
this hurts. And it's really on a physiological level, is really our body's trying to get us back to this place of safety of what we know, because now the stress is coming in our bodies like, wait a minute, this is dangerous ground. What am I doing? I got to stop this. Wait a minute. I didn't get any customers this first week of starting my business, so it's not going to work. I might as well hang it up.
Yep. All the time. All the time. And it's funny that you say that. I was when I first started my journey, really taking this serious on the business tip. I was listening to David Schramm, and he was talking about the same type of concept that you were talking about, but he was talking about money, and he was talking about your zero. What is your zero, right? He was like, he was like, let me know if I'm wrong for this. If my zero is $1,000, which means that's the money that I don't have any extra. This is like my starting line of what I would have in the bank, of what I would save. This is my zero. If my mom came and asked me, hey, can I borrow $500? If I said I don't have it, would I be wrong? No, because you're at zero. If you have anything above that, then yeah, you can give that. But this is your zero. He said a lot of times people will spend their zero and they'll go back to what's comfortable. They go back to what's comfortable. They'll go back to being broke. They'll go back to doing whatever because it's comfortable. Even though they want success, they're more comfortable down here. It's like you got to be uncomfortable. There's two ways to be uncomfortable. It can be uncomfortable being successful or uncomfortable being where you are. You could be uncomfortable looking at yourself every single day. I hate the way I look. I hate the way I feel. Or you could be uncomfortable getting to the best shape of your life, but it's a little bit harder to get there. It's uncomfortable. Yes. It's never comfortable. Success is not comfortable. Yeah. But it makes you grow. It makes you understand yourself. And then once you actually go through the waters, once you actually go through the journey, you can lead other people through the treacherous waters. Because you've not just mastered it, you mastered yourself. So I can teach people how to master themselves. A lot of times when I talk to people, when they sit down and talk with me, they're like, as soon as we start talking, it's like they feel like I'm speaking to them. Like you summed up my whole life story within this whole conversation we just had. It's like, you know me. It's like, I don't really know you. I know myself. I know what I had to go through. I know my hurdles. And I know we're all human. It's just like if somebody had an addiction of drinking and this person had an addiction of smoking, y'all both have an addiction. Just it's two different fields, but y'all both have addiction. So you got to figure out how to get out of that. Right. So if I can lead somebody, if I can lead myself out of this, I know I can lead you out of this. But the thing is, you can't lead nobody if you haven't done it yourself. Yes. You have a lot of gurus out there, fitness gurus, that teach people how to do things that they haven't done themselves. You have a lot of trainers out there that are out of shape, but they're teaching people how to get in shape. Yeah, I've seen that a lot too. And it's just like, you got to be a product of what you say. Like if I'm talking about being in shape long-term permanently, I better look like I'm in shape permanently. Yeah. Right? Facts. So if not, then I have no business talking about what I'm doing because I'm leading people astray. Now, what makes you not give up when those thoughts do creep in? To be honest, it's like It's like own self therapy. So I listen to self development things every day.
Okay.
So there's a difference between self development, like if we were talking about business. If you wanted to grow your business, there's a way to do that, right? It's self development as far as, okay, these are the tools that you need. Go get these books, start to do this, go out, learn your system, learn the products, learn how to sell. There's a whole bunch of things, but there's a difference between self development and understanding your subconscious,
Yeah.
understanding you on a deeper level. This has to do about you,
Yeah.
right? That's what I listen to every single day.
Mm, mm,
Understanding why I do the things that I do,
yeah.
understanding that I'm actually more capable of what I believe I am,
Mm,
right? So I listen to all self development, understanding me on a universal level, right? So spiritual, mental, meditation, all these type of things I practice on a daily level. So it's like if I listen to something every single day, it's like you having a therapist with you every single time. Don't do that. Why are you doing that? Come on, it's a reminder every single day
yeah.
to get back in gear because we're on autopilot most of the day.
Yeah.
You're on autopilot. You get up, you brush your teeth, hopefully, you get dressed, you know what I'm saying? Go to work. If you have kids, come back, hang out with the kids, hang out with the husband, the wife, go to bed, repeat,
Yeah.
right? You're on autopilot. You don't have time for yourself, is what you tell yourself. I don't have time for that. You are really the top priority. It's like if you're not functioning well, nothing else is going to function well. First
Yeah.
thing when you get on a plane, they say if anything goes wrong, first put on your mask, then be able to put on somebody else's. Because if you can't breathe and you are like, if you can't breathe and you can't function, you can't clearly be able to assist somebody else.
Facts.
But if you can get your oxygen and prepare yourself, now you can clearly see how to get somebody else or how to help somebody else.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I listen to something every single day. Not motivation, but actually how to change. And it's not just listening because people listen to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's I listen and I do.
Mm,
That's the big difference between just hearing and doing.
yeah.
So everything that I listen to, I do. And it helps to remind me of why I'm doing what I'm doing. When things get hard, when you want to give up, because there's a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, I want to give up. I don't want to go to the gym. I want to eat this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm reminded of why I started the journey in the first place.
Gotcha. Why you started in the first place.
Why you start, because people lose sight of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times to get on that, people don't have a clear idea of what they actually really want. If you really ask somebody what do they really want, they don't know what that means. So a lot of times I hear people say, "Hey, I want to lose 20 pounds." Okay, what does that look like? Nobody can tell you what that really looks like, right? Because within the first 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I've had my clients drop 17 pounds and get to their goal of weight loss. That's not what they wanted. That's not what they wanted. What do you really, really want out of life? What is your actual goal? So when you say 20 pounds, what does that look like on you? What does your shoulders look like? What does your abs look like? What does your legs look like? What does your face look like? If you were to, if you can look how you really want to look right now, what would you be wearing? Where would you go? How would you speak? How would you act? Would it be the same as you're doing right now? That's what I was talking about the mirror. You first have to change you to see the reflection in the mirror change.
Yeah.
So it's just like you have to understand what you really, really want. How do you really want to feel? And what would you feel like if you had already accomplished it?
And Corey, would you agree? Because I'm right on that same wavelength. If someone was to ask the average person, why do you want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. Not on a
No.
deep level. Like
Right.
even for the business owners that I work with, it's like, okay, what's your goal after working with me within this program? Oh, well, man, I want to have a better brand, blah, blah, blah. Like, but why? Oh, because, I want to take care of my family, but why?
Right.
Well, because I feel like I'm a failure if I'm not taking care of my family. Okay, so ding, 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 let's get
Right.
to the problem now.
Peeling back those layers of that onion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I really have found that going in deep like that allows people to get the biggest type of help. Like for the 30 plus reviews that I got on my Better Business Bureau, bro, it's amazing that these individuals have said stuff that I didn't think that they would say. I thought that they were going to say, oh, the website was absolutely amazing and this, and they'll say those things, but it's more so like, man, you helped me change my mind about me. Like I actually love myself better after working with you.
Right.
And I'm like, oh shoot, like that wasn't what I was supposed to do as a brand development coach, but actually I was because I care more about where you're going inside your life
Right.
versus just giving you these measurable results. So yeah, like you said, you get this great body, now what?
Right.
And I know you're probably hip to psycho-cybernetics since you're a reader.
Hmm.
So when he talked about like he was doing plastic surgery and all these individuals kept coming to him and said, look, change my face, change my nose. They did it. They're still not confident. They still don't believe in themselves. Their
Right.
self-esteem still sucks. So it was never about changing this exterior. It was about changing your interior.
Right. Exactly. And that's huge. That's huge. Because once you can actually start to love yourself, to like yourself, everything else changes. Your energy changes. You think a lot of people don't like you. No, you don't like yourself,
Mm, mm,
right? And as soon as you can start to like you, understand you, like I was talking about,
yeah,
the world looks completely different.
yeah.
And once you actually know what you want out of life, the world becomes your library. And you just
Mm,
start pulling from
mm,
everything,
mm,
right? And it all matches up to where you want to go. You're being led
mm,
instead of having to
mm.
fight for it, you know?
Corey, say that part again. The world becomes your what?
It becomes your library.
Wow.
Everything's at your access as soon as you know what you really want.
Mm, mm, mm. Because literally at that point, y'all, everything that you desire, you gonna walk right into.
Yep.
See, the problem is a lot of instances we're forcing things to happen. We want it to look like this, or we like, okay, well, I saw this person do this, so I'm gonna force it, and it's gonna happen like this for me too. No, it's not. It's not gonna happen. Like we as human beings, we're literally taught in our innate existence, literally to go with the flow and not against the grain.
Right.
Like if you know that you're going to your nearest Whole Foods, why would you double around the block and go out of the way just to go to it when it's around the corner? That wouldn't even make sense. Or
Yep.
why would you go to the further Whole Foods simply because they had a better orange? No, you was like, I'm gonna go right here. This boy is closest to me.
Yep.
Go with the flow of things, y'all. Like, as you are sensing some of this resistance within your business, some of the people you're trying to work with, like maybe you guys are developing a brand in a way that doesn't even complement who you are.
Mm,
And this is
yeah.
one of the dopest reasons why I really wanted to bring Corey on to do this interview is because he's building something with so much authenticity, so much freedom. Like, you ever came to somebody's page and you like, they just seem so free. Like they don't care if I like this or not. Like they was gonna post this anyway, and it's like it don't even seem like the type of post that would get a lot of responses. But they like, I don't care. I'm posting this because I know that my audience needed to hear this.
Right. Yep.
Talk to me, Corey.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's like I'm inspired. Like I was talking about before, as I'm inspired, I inspire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the two people that I really enjoy watching every single day have nothing to do with fitness, have nothing to do about business, but it's so motivating to watch them.
Yeah.
Like Lay Twins,
Yeah.
dancers, right?
Yeah.
Changed the whole game of dance, right?
Yeah.
There are certain people who've really changed the game. Michael Jackson, Prince, Michael Jordan, Lay Twins, as far as their field, their expertise.
Yeah.
And so it's just like when you think about, oh, I want to be like that. I want to change something in my realm.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
how do you actually stand out,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even about that. It's just like you. There's only one you.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one you that can do it like you actually do it.
Yeah.
And as soon as you understand you can understand your actual abilities instead of looking at everybody else and what they're doing.
Right.
It's like, what is it that I'm doing?
Yes.
And then how can I stand out within my own field? But it's not even that. It's just like being yourself,
Yeah.
right? Just being you, but understanding you and understanding your gifts and abilities that you can actually bring to the table. So like with me in content, it was mainly like, who am I speaking to? Because I've done this for 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I've worked with the whole general population. So if you wanted to lose 200 pounds, I got you. If you want to do a physique competition, I got you. if your whole body was jacked up and we need to do physical therapy, I got you, right?
Mm,
But learning now, it's just like I narrowed it down to one thing, which is fat loss. Literally, if you want to learn how to get lean, shredded, get a perfect physique, I've mastered how to actually do that. But as we were talking about, it's mind must it's mind, it starts with the mind, right? But what I did was I took the Bruce Lee effect. And like I was talking to you about before with the
yeah.
whole Bruce Lee, is Bruce Lee hurt his back. And so he was on inverted bed for a few months. And all he had was time to think. So he had his journal, whatever, and he was writing. And he just thought, okay, out of all these years, out of all my martial arts career, what actually works and what didn't work? And so he took out all the stuff that was just for show,
Yep.
all the stuff that really didn't have a true effect, and he put it all to the side. And all he kept was the stuff that was effective, efficient, and was precise, right? And that's what he named Jeet Kune Do,
Mm,
right? So same type of principle. There's been a whole bunch of stuff of being misled, of all these fad diets, workout systems that don't really produce any type of results. And I took out everything that didn't work and I just kept what worked and just focused on that. And as soon as I was able to do that for myself, that's kind of how I created the system. So now I know exactly who I'm speaking to, who I want to affect, who I want to change, and how to actually change that.
mm,
So it's like you're speaking to one person, and I'm kind of speaking to myself, to be honest, because I've had to go through this journey.
yeah.
And so the people who are struggling with the same things that I struggled with, having to like, how do I actually keep this off? Like I
Yeah.
got here. Well,
Yeah.
first of all, how do I get here? Then when I get here, how do I actually keep it off? Because I keep seeming to regain the weight even more than what I gained before. How
Mm,
do I keep this off permanently? So
mm,
it's just like I'm speaking to one individual, one person. So it doesn't matter if 4 people see it. Doesn't matter if 50 people see it. Thousands of people see it. I'm just speaking to that one individual that needs that help at that one time.
mm,
Because when you're speaking to everybody, it's just like, well, that might not help them. That might not help them. No, I'm just speaking to you.
mm,
Manny, I'm speaking to you right now. That's all I'm speaking to. If you get something out of it, if she gets something out of it, cool. But I'm speaking to you, man.
mm, mm. This is good. This is good. And during my meditation time yesterday, Corey, the Lord really had me dealing with these algorithms, right?
Yeah.
And he was telling me, he said, people are at this place where they're literally trusting the algorithms much more than God. And it's
So
crazy
true.
because we make a post, and somebody was saying the other day, they said we have this like post and pray mentality where we post it and then we pray like, I hope that gets me a sale. Please, 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 please
Right.
get me a sale. And it don't happen like that. But it's just like we trust that the algorithms are really giving a clear indication of our value and worth.
True.
When
True.
it's not. So it's like 15 views, that video sucked. Delete.
Yeah.
Versus we know that God has called us to minister to people, to help in this capacity. And the results of how this video performed, how this post performed, doesn't really matter because you're only just trying to change one person's life.
Yeah.
And then what if nobody saw it for 2 weeks? And then when it finally watched it after 2 weeks, I was the only person. But my life got so impacted and changed that I went on and changed 1,000 other people's lives.
Yep.
We're not ready for that type of talk though, Corey, because we want the results so fast and so quickly. We want the more followers, we want more this. And I get it, guys, because you want these things because you think that it means that you're going to be successful. But I've coached people with blue check marks that had thousands and thousands and thousands of followers you wouldn't
Yep.
believe, and they were struggling.
Yep.
They sitting on and sleeping on somebody's couch. You making more money than they are. You thinking that they balling out of control because they've rented an Airbnb, they've rented a
Yep.
Lamborghini, they've rented a jet. They rented out the fanciest Airbnb in your city, in Atlanta, in Texas, and you like, man, if I could only be like them, not realizing that if you really tapped into who you are, you could be making more money than them. You can have more success than them. But it's literally getting out of our own way, y'all. And I strongly believe, getting back to Corey's point, that it starts with our mindset. That's where I believe it starts. If you don't get to know yourself, you will be so concerned with these algorithms. They will literally distract you from progress because it keeps telling you, well, this is what this video performed at. This is what the insights are showing. But where's your value at? Like,
Right.
is it
Mm.
only in what they said that your value is? Like, and is it also the opinions of others, Corey? Because we hold on tight to these opinions. Like, oh,
Right.
nobody said anything great about me today. I guess I suck. I gotta wait until tomorrow for somebody to say that this was a dope post in order for me to feel validated.
Right. Yep.
And and it's not just kids that go through this. We're 30s, 40s, 50 years old feeling this way.
I was guilty of that. I was definitely guilty of that. And it goes to at the beginning, why did you start the journey in the first place?
Mm,
Right? So is it for show? Is it your ego? Or
mm,
are you really trying to accomplish something? Right?
mm, mm.
So that's what I had to be reminded of myself. Why did you start this journey? Why are
Yeah,
you actually doing this?
yeah,
Doesn't matter what field it's in,
yeah,
what field it's in.
yeah.
Entrepreneurship, weight loss,
Hmm.
trying to get to the body you've always dreamed of. Doesn't matter what the concept is. Why did you start the journey? And you're always reminded of that, going back to that. This is why I did it. Because if
Yeah,
it's just for show, yeah, it's just like, yeah, that compliment will destroy your heart if you don't get it. It'll destroy
yeah,
your world. You know, I just
yeah.
focused on like 6 hours of creating this dope content, only had
Hmm.
one like. Yeah, delete. Must not be hidden. But then
Yeah.
you put the same post in 6 months later, everybody loves it.
Mm,
I don't know what the algorithm's doing. I have no idea. So every single day, it's just like, I just got to post what's in my heart to do.
yes.
My whole intent is to help people get out of these treacherous waters. And
Yeah.
the easiest, most simple and effective way to do it. And I've learned that by getting a business coach of myself, right? It's like, we can travel, if we want to go to, let's just say, if we want to go to a certain destination around the world,
Hmm.
we can go there not being led. We'll finally, hopefully, maybe get to our destination by default if you don't have a guidance system, or you can have a GPS that says, hey, go 500 miles, then turn right. Once you turn right on this street, go here. You're literally being led what to do. You still got to do the work,
Yeah.
but instead of having to figure it out, it's like,
Yeah.
yo, uh, don't use red, use blue. This is why. Hey,
Hmm.
do this, do this, do this. Hey,
Yeah.
don't eat that. This is why you want to do that.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like what I do right now is I don't tell people just what to think. I teach them how to think.
Mm,
It's a huge difference because
yeah.
I can get you on a nutritional plan. I can get you on a workout plan. You just know to do the plan. You don't know why you're doing the plan.
Mm,
You don't know how it affects your body. You don't know at what stage you need to increase or decrease. You don't know how to use mind muscle connection to produce maximum results in less time to 10x your results.
yeah.
It's just like once you understand how to do it and why you're doing it, you can consistently be able to stay on track. And then when things come up, you can be able to figure it out yourself
Mm,
instead of being, hey, do this,
and
do
that's
that.
the thing.
You can understand it yourself
Mm. Why do you think it's so important for us to understand it and not depend on that coach to do everything for us, Corey?
because you'll never understand how to do it. So right now, let's just say as far as, let's just talk about finances, money at this point. I can give you $50 million today. You'll be set, right? But let's just say economy happens, you spend most of it, you get all these houses, you go on all these trips, you get your cars, you do whatever you do, you blow it, and the recession happens, all your money's gone.
Yeah.
You still don't know how to get that money. You're still going to be broke.
Mm,
Or I can show you how to get $50 million. And even if you lose it, you'll still be able to get it again.
gotcha.
So even with the fitness, I can tell you what to do. And this happens all the time. People have gotten in shape. They know how to get in shape. They got the plan, they got the nutritional plan, they got everything to their T, but they're just told what to do. When they get back out of shape, for some reason mentally, they can't get back to that. Even though, hey, I'm doing the workout plan that I was doing before, I'm doing a nutritional plan, but I'm still not getting the results that, because they're just told what to think. They're not taught how to think. So once you understand how to think, you're like, okay, well, this isn't working because my body's changed. I've gotten a little older. So this and this, or my body's adapted to this. So now I need something different. They don't know how to excel. They don't know how to change. They don't know how to adjust. Oh, last time I went over this hurdle, but this time this hurdle's this high.
Yeah.
How do I get past this? You don't know how to think for yourself.
Mm.
You're so um, you're so caught on listening to what the next new thing is. You're not understanding anything that you're not listening to your own intuitions. You're not learning how to be led, right? And it's very discouraging over time because you don't, as I said, know how to put things together
Yeah.
for yourself.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is learning how to adjust. A lot of people don't know how to adjust.
Yeah.
They're on the straight path, and as soon as something comes, they don't know what to do. So learning how to think is huge because now you're turning on this brain instead of being on autopilot. You're
Hmm.
learning how to think,
Yeah.
which is very, very huge.
I like what Joe Dispenza says that to start thinking about what we've been thinking about.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that it's something that we need to become more aware of and not allow these thoughts to just keep slipping through. Like, oh, it's okay for me to just eat this. Like they said, I can have a cheat day. I think like this whole concept of a cheat day has turned into cheat weeks, turned into cheat months, turned
Hmm.
into cheat years, and
Right.
it's like we think that we can get by with a little bit. And also, Corey, like not understanding our bodies
Hmm.
allows us to go to certain parties and events and be smashing stuff that maybe somebody else could smash and ain't gonna have that much of an impact on them that quick.
Right.
But you just ate 5 pieces of bread and that boy showed up on you tomorrow.
Yep.
And you like, oh shoot, Corey,
Yep.
help me.
Exactly. Exactly. And the crazy thing about that, like you're talking about even carbs,
Yeah.
it's a 3-to-1 ratio with carbs.
Okay.
So for carbohydrates, for every gram of carbs, there's 3 grams of water. So this is
Hmm.
why when you consume so many carbohydrates, it feels like you have a layer in your cheeks. There's a
Hmm.
bloat on your stomach. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of water weight that you're holding on to.
Gotcha.
A lot of
Gotcha.
water weight. But
That's
yeah, it's understanding your body. So I can say for you, hey, you can eat tomatoes, but Samantha over there, she can't because it'll bloat her up.
mm,
Everybody's completely different. So when somebody says, yo, this is the way, no, this is the way for them.
gotcha.
Doesn't mean it's the way for you. So when you actually understand, okay, well, I can eat this today, but if I do this 2 days in a row, I have a blow. You're thinking about, oh man, this is just normal. No, it's
Yeah.
not. But you're able to see it because you're actually listening.
Yeah.
You're thinking about constantly, why am I doing what I'm doing? How's this affecting me? You're aware instead of just being on autopilot. You are literally aware.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, Corey. So tell them how they can get in contact with you, what stuff you got going on right now they can tap into.
Well, you can find me on IG at Staple This. So staple this, and then you can also, once you get to the link, there's a link that I have that will take you through my whole process. Literally, I work on getting your body to a fat burning state, adaptation, which means your body literally wants to burn fat for you effortlessly, 365, 24/7 throughout the whole year.
Mm,
And getting your body to the point, because I work with busy entrepreneurs and corporate CEOs. So the main thing is we don't have time all day to be eating 5 to 6 meals a day, to be trying to prep that. And then
okay.
when you go out to business trips, you don't know what to eat to stay
Mm.
into the ship that you were. You have a whole bunch of events. You got colleagues that want to go out with you. It's like, bro, I'm literally going to be off my diet this whole time. What do I eat?
Right. Mhm.
So not having to worry about that, being able to enjoy what you want and not having to spend all these countless hours in the gym doing crazy amounts of cardio. So this is literally what I packaged all into one. Learning also the mind mastery, how to master your mind, how to have mind muscle engagement to actually produce maximum results in the gym, spending less time. So how to 10x your results, spend less time doing it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing, and just making it permanent. So like if you're trying to not just take your body to the next level, but your mind to the next level, I got you.
I love it. I love it. Make sure that you guys are following him. Click that down arrow at the top, go right over to his page. And you're following him so that you can get some good game. Like he gonna give you the juicy stuff, y'all. Like I'm following him. I've been rocking with him for a while now. He's helped me tremendously. So y'all tap in. Any
Appreciate you.
final words you want to say, Corey?
No, I just want to say, man, the journey's not as hard as we make it. It's really not. All you got to do is have an intent and then take action. That's it. The process will take care of itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, peace and blessings, y'all. Talk to you guys soon.
All right. Take care.